Je vais parler de so how exactly do I fill my days now that I'm retired? I mean, specifically early retired, of course. I am not that old yet. Ooh. Hey, XenPuck here. So today's clip is inspired by a Reddit post that I replied to on the interwebs, where the OP asked, now, for those of you who have retired in the neighborhood of around 5 million-ish, what does your retirement look like? What's your day-to-day like? What are you spending your money on? What is travel like? That was the question, okay? My wifey actually sent me this thread, and I thought, we're in that demographic ballpark, so why not contribute to the discourse, right? But also in general, I think people do wonder this about us, since we're not actually seniors now that we have a huge work-sized hole in our schedule. What exactly do we do now, right? I mean, either day to day or year to year, as travel really isn't a daily activity, right? I get it, everyone's different, but I think my answer to this question, which I'll paraphrase in this clip, hopefully can address whether people think retirement might be boring. I mean, honestly, you might think how we spend time is boring. No judgment. I can only tell you guys the truth, warts and all, if that's indeed the case, okay? Anyway, if you're intrigued by what I might say, please subscribe, like, comment, share, and all that social media buzzwords or whatever, because I am rich enough for me, and I'll be great regardless. Okay, so first, day-to-day, right? Primarily, we now do stuff that we simply did not have enough time to do when we were bound to our corporate gigs. And that's the simplest way to put it, right? I put more time into video games. Yeah, what a dude thing to say. Whatever, judge me. But I'm not the kind to shirk from responsibilities. Well, I only game, okay? I take care of the household, and then I still have a lot of free time for gaming these days. That's the biggest difference from me and every other dude who likes video games, I would say, right? Now, my wife's taken up gardening, both indoors and outdoors. Heck, some of her indoor planting contraptions, frankly, just reminds me of video games, and I do tell her that. I say, sweetie, I have my digital games, and you're literally playing real-life Farmville or Harvest Moon or Stardew Valley, basically, okay? We both do volunteering at different places because our interests diverge here a little bit, right? Though to be frank, I can probably maybe add her cause, maybe even another, okay? After all, I do have time, okay? And each cause right now for us takes up 2 hours a week, and that is just enough to not actually feel like, work. Now, I have also mentioned I play pickleball and I'm trying to learn swimming, right? Basically low-impact sports that would have felt onerous to do if I was still working. But now, it's just pure entertainment, and obviously, I run this YouTube channel, right? I know, it's super professional, right? My wife has actually gotten laser focused onto web development recently and web design, so I'm also begging her to help me market my channel. Who knows when that will be? Like I said, there's absolutely no hurry on that front since we're both retired, so maybe it'll take a while. So next up, what about the not exactly day-to-day, right? I feel like most people definitely dream about traveling, especially, the OP who mentioned that specifically. So I'd say, well, year to year, we do have a general framework for traveling in mind, right? There's always that hometown visits, for her extended family and mine, so at least 2 domestic trips already, right? I'd say we also likely will do 2 more domestic trips for random reasons. Went to a friend's wedding just last month, in fact, and maybe there will finally be the year where I visit Vegas for the first time, who knows. But the real big ticket items are usually international travel, right? We did a very long trip last year because that was the trip of a lifetime for wifey. To the French Riviera. I think technically we could afford to do this type of very long, like 3 months trip every year. But I am pretty stingy when it comes to spending, so I'd say my personal preference is to skip years on the indulgent international travel, right? I mean, we do live in the southern part of the United States, so we are close to quite a lot of Latin America and the Caribbean. So many places that, we haven't hit up yet and that I would like to see, right? So maybe if just few quicker, shorter exotic jaunts is my preference, right? Just remember, all these trips added together would definitely be more than that 2-week vacation time that most working Americans get, no matter where we actually end up going. Now, the real question is how I spend my time fulfilling? I mean, to me, the answer is unequivocally yes, right? I joke I can take a nap whenever I want, right? That bit is definitely true. The luxury of being able to take more than one nap a day is just jarring, okay? I know in the US of A there isn't real a napping culture, but let me tell you, not having obligations when it's like super hot outside and to just fall asleep whenever you want is awesome, right? Every day really does feel like a Saturday to me. Heck, these days we basically treat weekdays as the time to go out because it's easier to avoid crowds and weekends as time to do household stuff. Now, after all, there's way less weekend days than there are weekdays, so weekdays actually feel more flexible right now, right? My wifey loves sitting out on our deck in the sunlight and read, and I swear if weather permits, she'd never come back inside. And these are just the simple pleasures that we can take advantage of now that we're, not having to work, right? Specifically, I recall, because we met in California, we both used to live there. I mean, technically the weather was really nice there. The problem with the weather was that it was only ideal during the day, right? And it cooled off very quickly after sunset. So because we were spending so many hours at work, it was almost impossible to enjoy any of the nice weather, even that simple joy of sunshine, right? We just miss it. So do I miss being able to see nice weather but not taking advantage of it at all? Absolutely not. So, in conclusion, are our lives super luxurious? No. Do I no longer worry about spending because ostensibly we're pretty well off? Also no. The reality is that we got here through careful planning and a disciplined financial mindset. So I'm not certainly gonna change that mindset now. And as to this idea that in retirement everything's gravy, well, that's just silly, right? There's always gonna be surprise spending that pop up. Heck, we still have renovation spending on our house that I definitely wouldn't qualify as investments, okay? But we do it because it makes us happy, right? That's really all the freedom FIRE buys anyone, the flexibility to concentrate on what makes each of us happy. And it just so happens that we don't really have very expensive habits, right? So it's pretty easy to just hang out and enjoy, okay? My life is good and fairly easy. What more can I possibly ask for, all right? What about you guys? Let me know your thoughts below. Cheers, I'll approach it.